David Burrows begins his story in total isolation. He is serving time for the unthinkable murder of his own son, a tragedy that shattered his world and left him to wait out the rest of his days behind bars. That resignation holds until an unexpected visitor arrives at the prison. They slip him a single recent photograph that suggests the impossible. His son might actually be alive. The creator of the original story, author Harlan Coben, deliberately structured the narrative this way. He wanted to force his protagonist into a pitch-black corner, strictly to see how a sudden injection of hope and optimism would force him to fight his way out. This microscopic sliver of hope demands a choice. David can no longer sit passively in his grief. He must break out and take desperate, immediate action. When David engineers his frantic escape, his identity instantly flips. He trades the frozen existence of a hopeless prisoner for the hyperkinetic reality of a desperate fugitive navigating a sprawling metropolis. This relentless pace is intentional. Coben writes in a style he calls the novel of immersion, aiming to trap the audience alongside the protagonist in a high-tension escape that feels impossible to pause or step away from. Surviving this environment forces David into a dense, competing ecosystem of specific factions operating across the city of Boston. The first faction working within this ecosystem is a fragile, informal alliance of friends and family who are determined to help David clear his name. Leading this effort is Rachel Mills, his former sister-in-law. Operating with the sharp instincts of an investigative journalist, her innate curiosity drives her to uncover the truth behind the mysterious photograph. Rachel brings strategic muscle through her ex-boyfriend, Hayden Payne. As a prominent Boston philanthropist, Hayden taps into his generational wealth to fund David's evasion efforts, absorbing intense legal risks in the process. The group also pulls in Adam McKenzie, a childhood friend who currently serves as a police sergeant. Adam faces a brutal conflict between his sworn duty to the badge and his loyalty to the boy he grew up with. Against a highly organized federal manhunt, this improvised civilian network provides David with his only structural advantage. Hunting that civilian network is a heavily resourced opposing force, law enforcement teams engineered specifically to capture high-value targets. Agent Sarah Greer embodies the modern, tactical edge of Boston's elite FBI fugitive task force, bringing sharp, immediate pressure to David's trail. She is balanced by her partner, Max Williams, a legendary task force veteran who operates with absolute mechanical detachment from the emotional chaos of his cases. Max's philosophy is simple. He only catches people. He leaves the messy, subjective business of sorting out a fugitive's guilt or innocence entirely to the courts. That cold, bureaucratic efficiency acts as a terrifying counterweight. While David runs on raw, frantic emotion, the task force pursues him with methodical precision. Complicating this straightforward chase is a third, unseen force. David's escape triggers a chain reaction, exposing dangerous wildcards who are desperate to keep their own secrets buried. The disruption immediately targets Cheryl Dreesen, David's grieving ex-wife, violently pulling her back into the unresolved trauma of her first family's destruction. It also draws in Gertrude, a wealthy heiress operating in the background, whose undisclosed history forms a direct, hidden connection to David's missing son. Most dangerously, the hunt alerts Nicky Fisher, a semi-retired mobster. His startling ties to the Burrows family inject immediate, lethal underworld pressure into the investigation. By introducing these shadowy figures, the narrative mutates from a standard federal manhunt into a multi-layered conspiracy where multiple parties want David silenced. Showrunner Robert Hull leaned heavily on the telepathic shorthand of this specific cast to balance these intense, overlapping storylines during production. This diagram maps three converging vectors: civilian allies, federal agents, and the Boston underworld racing toward a single point. As these factions violently collide, proving legal innocence becomes irrelevant. The mystery gives way to a desperate father achieving redemption by reuniting with his child. You can watch the entire manhunt unfold right now on Netflix. The enduring appeal of the show lies in watching these highly capable opposing forces grind against each other, turning a simple escape into a high-stakes battle for survival.